Hello and welcome to The Process. My name is Baron Knox, and what we do is talk to musicians and artists about being musicians and artists and making stuff. And today we have Maddie Rean, also known as Rean, Ron, Rune, Rean, Reginald, and Stephen. So,
Stephen.
Maddie, a lot of people get your name wrong, and please fix it so that everyone knows who you are, because they should, because goddamn, you're good at what you do.
Thank you. We even put a song out with it, and it says in there, some people have trouble pronouncing my name, and then the guys will go, "It's Ren," and so I'm like, we should have put that in the song. We should have edited that and put it in there, and I hate we didn't. But we play it live, and literally, we'll get like announced into the show, and then we'll start with that, and it's like Maddie Rean, and then we come in and we do that, and it's kind of like our own like way of throwing shade. But then I'm like, it's not their fault, because they don't know. How they know if we don't tell them? And to their defense, it's spelled R-E-A-N.
Yeah.
But it was my great grandmother's name, so that's the only reason I spell it that way.
Gotcha.
It's my middle name.
Okay.
So that's how it happened. So
I like that.
if it wasn't for that, it would probably be W-R-E-N, like a normal person.
Okay. So now that that's covered, now that that's out of the way, and people can finally get it together.
Hopefully.
They will. I believe in them. You gotta believe.
Right.
Man.
Definitely.
What are your musical roots? Like you're a very, very talented singer. Like,
thank you.
Phenomenal, really. Like you have a voice that every now and again, if I hear somebody hit like a pure note, like a big whole tone, like a full voice note, it resonates with me so hard that I'll like well up. It's rare, especially with a recording, but it happens, and certain singers can do it. You do that to me. So when I
Thank you.
When I listen to Gray, it put me up. I was sitting in the gym. I'm sitting in a gym full of men lifting weights. I'm just like, I was like, shit, me too.
That's a good one.
I was like, well, and I was like, bro, get it together. Legit.
I'm very proud of that song.
You should be. So where's that come from?
Well, the first thing that pops in my head is I think of female icons like Miranda Lambert, Fleetwood Mac, Joan Jett, Hart, stuff like that. Like that's what I grew up on, because my mom and my dad, like they were born in the 60s, grew up in like, you know, the 80s. Like they were 80s all day. They had the big hair, everything. My dad dressed like Kiss, you know, like like that was like
Gene, like
yeah,
the platform.
like they had like they painted their faces and they were in bands and stuff. My mom always says she wishes there would have been American Idol when she was younger, because she would have done it and she would have won, I think, but I'm biased. But no, a lot of those are, I mean, of course, Reba, you know, I have a lot of roots to rock and roll. But country music is obviously what more of the genre that people see me in. Yeah. But I feel like when you listen to my stuff, you can kind of hear a mix of those things, like Southern rock and roll, and country, and a little bit of pop and a little blues in there, I guess. But yeah, it's a lot of, I mean, and of course now, if it's not just, you know, not just the females I'm naming, I mean, I can go Skynyrd. I grew up on Skynyrd, man. I grew up on the Eagles, Journey.
Yes.
Yeah, I wish I could sing like that. God.
Nobody can, dude.
Nobody can. I mean, what's the guy's name?
Steve Perry.
That's in the band now, though?
I don't know.
The lead singer now?
I don't know his name.
He can sing like Steve Perry, though, man.
That's legit.
I
don't know how.
Wild.
I don't know that I guess there's been 2 of those humans ever made.
It's crazy, right? That's like Queen. Oh, Queen definitely is on that list. Like that's like Adam Lambert. I mean, he does a great job, but no offense to Adam Lambert, but it's not Eddie. But I mean, but he's awesome too.
I mean, yeah, Adam Lambert is fucking phenomenal.
That's
legit.
Yeah.
But no, you're not. There's no replacing Freddie Mercury. That's just not.
Another one, Janis Joplin. Like those are people I wish I could see. I could have saw live. You know,
is that like
I would have loved that.
I mean, being musical, I know we could nerd forever about all the specific techniques used, the songwriting and all that jazz. And I do want to touch on some of that stuff, but really just, do you feel like it's the attitude of Janis Joplin and the emotions that you put into your work? Like, I feel that influence, not so much where it's like to the letter musically or formulaically as far as song structure or any of that shit. Just your aggression as a person seems to come out pretty well through your voice. And
I've just got a lot of childhood trauma, man.
that's good. Yeah. That's how we do that.
It just comes out, you know? No, I'm just kidding. I'm not kidding, but I'm kidding.
She's not kidding.
I had a great childhood, but we all got our shit, right? No, but literally I didn't even really, I mean, I knew who Janis Joplin was, of course. I've always known who Janis Joplin was. But I really didn't get and become a fan of hers until I started music. And I didn't start playing music until about 8 years ago. And I never was musically tall. I just grew up around it, like in the church. And
there's no way that your voice is 8 years old in singer years. You know what I mean? That's not right. You know, like, okay, you started music 8 years ago. That means that you were like, hey, I finished my first song 8 years ago, but like your throat like grew up doing something.
Yeah.
Because
I grew up singing thinking I sounded weird.
Really?
Yeah, I was very self-conscious
were you just like
about
in the car? You're just like, I'm going to try this shit. You're just belting everything?
I did. And my mom would always be like, so I obviously talk deep, you know, like people think I smoke. I don't. Of course, I smoked when I was a kid because I thought I was cool. I had the Camel Crush. Pop it in there, you know. Yeah. And
you were smoking Virginia Slims, man. That's
like, you know,
you smoke Virginia Slims, dude.
That's what Chelsea's grandmama would be smoking. Dude. Janet.
Like 8 foot long.
Yeah, like skinny as all get out.
Come here, baby.
And this is how cool I thought I was. I had cigarettes like that, and I'd leave them. I had to hide them because my mama found them.
That's right.
I get my ass beat, and she would be like, "What?" That's when the name Maddie Rean would come out because she'd be like, "Maddie Rean, what are you doing?" No, but I'd hide them, and then I didn't realize that they go stale. Yeah. And so I didn't really smoke like that. I just wanted to be cool, you know. Anyways, I don't even know how. So my voice is deep. And so growing up, my mom, she would always tell me, you speak from here like you're supposed to. A lot of people sing from up here, and that's why they talk like this. And I was like, okay. I just thought my mom was being a mom and, you know, making me feel better about myself. But I guess technically that is right. I don't. And so I would sing, and I would not sing like a Carrie Underwood, which is amazing, like high notes. I can't sing like Ann Wilson. I'm more like Nancy, you know, I'm low, and my mom was the highs, and I just always felt like I couldn't do anything with it. And then one day I was like,
so to have that lower register, just you didn't associate it with anybody that you knew that was like well known.
And then I heard Miranda Lambert with Kerosene. And I was like, and I know she's more like, I don't want to say nasally, like she can go up. she can go, I don't know how to say that. But I just felt like her stuff was like, kind of like, I'll punch you in the face, kick your ass country. Like not little, I'm a little girl and I'm sweet and I don't do anything but playing on horses and ride around and talk to boys. Like, and I don't mean that in any disrespectful way, but she was putting out stuff like, oh, I caught you cheating, I'm gonna burn your damn house on fire. Like, that's badass, right. Dude.
That's true.
And there's a lot of women out there like that. I mean, we're all crazy, I know, but there's women out there that aren't just gonna bow down and take shit. And that's why I liked her and a lot of other people, but she was one of my generation that I first saw. Before that, it was rock stars, you know, Joan Jett. I mean, Joan Jett, like, right. Badass.
Yeah. To have that depth of voice and the masculine energy there, like, it's a guttural feel. And that's really interesting to be fierce and aggressive and masculine as a woman. Like,
yeah,
that's
some people don't like that. They don't know how to take it.
No, well, there's a bunch of weird loser.
When I was a kid, it bothered me, but as I'm older, I don't give a shit now. You know. But when you're a kid, you're insecure about everything.
Sure.
So that was just one of the things.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that tracks, man. Like, yeah, because you're obviously standing out. You're obviously different for a thing that's like beautiful and unique. And
that's great to be different. And that's the problem when you're a kid. You feel like you want to be everybody. You know, you want to be like the cool kids. What's cool? You know, anything can be cool.
That takes a minute.
Like that's like what's weird. Everybody's weird.
Yeah,
you know.
That takes a minute.
Like I was telling you, I'm awkward. I'm weird, but that's okay.
When did that click for you? Like really, where you were like
with music?
Well, music, just hell, life, man. Like to be a musician and to be like, I'm a musician. You honestly have to accept people are gonna look at you and be like, all right, motherfucker, like
take you seriously.
Yeah. Take you seriously, and it's just like. Well, maybe you're not a rock star that makes $1 bajillion. Like, how much do you love sitting in a room and making music? Because you have to be kind of loopy to like do that shit, and you have to accept that and be like, "Fuck it." This is my art. If I like make $12 a year at it, guess where the fuck I'm still gonna be?
Exactly.
Like this is what we do, and like we love it, so we're just gonna keep doing it. And then you have to just accept like, oh, I'm like one of those weird goofy motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Like, and people will look at you like that. But
I don't know a musician that isn't.
Right.
You know.
Right. That's like, and
that's why I love it.
That's why, it's a cool way to be. It's a cool way to live.
It's a cool club.
It's a cool club, man. Like,
I would say, for me, when I really like sat there one day and was like, why am I not playing music? Why am I not trying to do this? Like, I can do this.
Yeah.
I just always doubted myself, and it was crazy because I was a jock. I was playing college softball. I was doing all these things that from the outside looking in was like, that's cool. And I don't regret any of that. You know, that made me who I am, and I love all those things. But when I got out of college and I was done playing ball, I just was like, what now? And I didn't want to play. I didn't want to coach. I did, but then I decided I didn't. And I moved back home and I was kind of lost. And my brother was playing music and I kind of was like helping manage him. And one day, Chelsea, my wife, was like, this is before we were married. We were like, I don't know, 2 years in a relationship maybe. And I was in the car. We had gone out one night and she was driving. I was drunk, intoxicated, whatever you want to say. And she, and Miley's, I love Miley Cyrus too. And I could just name
her voice is better now. It's
man,
the best it's ever been.
Oh God, I love her. I love her covers that she does of like rock stuff.
Here's a hot take: the best thing on Beyonce's album was
right.
the track she did with Miley.
Yeah. Yes,
dude, that kicked ass, and it wasn't Beyonce that made it kick ass.
Yeah, did you know that they won country duo?
Did they really?
At the Grammys too?
I bet they did.
Yeah. Yeah. The most country thing on that album was Miley. She's not even country anymore.
You love like farming, listening to Beyonce. It's the best, right?
Oh,
no?
gosh.
Okay.
I haven't met anyone that says that was, I mean...
You're in the real life country
good for
music
her,
scene?
but that was bullshit. But the Grammys are bullshit, so...
Man, I will bow out if we're talking about deep knowledge of like the country music scene. I grew up in like the funk world, the rock world, and like we cross paths. It's weird that like our lives kind of have danced around each other a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Willie's sitting here in this room. Willie took over playing like bass in bands like that my dad was once in.
Yeah.
I never met Willie.
Wow, man.
I never met you. And not only did I never meet you, like we met not because I like
of music
tripped and fell into like your tunes. No, instead, like I also run a gym. I'm a personal trainer, and I train your wife's mom like to be a badass power lifter.
Yeah, and she
like,
is.
And she is.
She is. She will whoop your ass.
Yeah. And so, like, I was introduced to your music through her, and I was like, oh fuck, like that's a real life, legit ass artist. And like,
thank you.
Well, I mean, my circuit's just been different than yours, man. I went up to New England. Went to college there. That musical scene's really jazz heavy. Like Berkeley's a jazz
That's
school,
cool.
You know what I mean? And so it's like a bunch of weird acid jazz, drum and bass, like.
And that's some
UK garage.
badass drumming and jazz. We were talking about the other day. That is bad. I was watching a movie the other day about that, and I was like, that is badass.
Dude,
I don't know anything about percussion.
Buddy Rich and Gene Kruger are the two of the coolest human beings that ever exist. Louis Bellson, I'm going to name drop that. If you're a drummer, or even if you're not, please, God, go listen to Louis Bellson. Just
if you're like 8 years old and you're getting into drums, go listen to these people.
Yeah. God, if you're 32 years old and you're getting into drums.
Right. I mean,
if you've been in drums for 10 years... Still
do it. It doesn't matter.
Go further.
I didn't get into music till I was 24. Like, do it. Like, whatever.
But those, like, my grandfather, my dad's dad, is a big band jazz leader, and coming up through that circuit was like, I was playing with like a bunch of old heads, you know, like, and.
That's the best way to do it.
65-year-old guys playing like big band swing from the 40s, playing
that's
like
cool.
Glenn Miller and shit and Tommy Dorsey songs, and like, and those cats were like, some of them were from around the World War II era, some of them were like, they just missed it, you know, they're like 10 years old during the 40s, like, and so those guys are a little harder, you know?
Yeah.
And so if you're like, if you mess up what you're doing, because you're sight reading a lot of this shit, you know what I'm saying? Like if you're messing up, they come down on you like a fucking drill instructor. And so they make you really...
That's the jazz world, I feel like.
Yeah.
That's what I've seen.
Well,
I don't know anything about it, but from my stuff I've watched, I'm like, damn.
They're just mean to each other, bro.
They don't play no games, man.
They're like,
they don't play.
They're city people, and they're like, fucking,
city folks.
They're mad.
They're just pissed about the city.
They need to build time, like right now. It's very like it could get military, like, you know.
Yeah.
But man, I liked progressive rock, like really.
Yeah.
I'm a big Frank Zappa buff. I loved like Yes, and I loved. Like Dream Theater and King's X, fuck's sake, that's probably favorite band ever. And it's like Rush was a huge influence on me. A lot of the prog stuff. I
can see Rush obviously because you're a drummer.
Oh yeah, Neil Peart's fucking. I miss him.
Rush is one of the greatest bands. I feel like.
Yeah.
They're. And getting to music, I never paid attention to stuff like that. When I started getting into music, I actually paid attention to these people and their names, and not just the song that was playing on the radio or at a party. And it just makes you really appreciate it
matters.
more.
Yeah, like, who's
it really does.
Throwing this stuff down.
That's
like,
history, man.
It is. It really is.
It engraves you to be who you are as an artist. It really does.
That's exactly right.
It's crazy.
It's cool to have grown up. Like, my dad was really into funk. His dad was obviously a big jazz guy. And then he got into a lot of southern rock bands coming through. And so there's like this... Skynyrd's a huge influence on me.
Oh, yeah.
And it's weird to take Skynyrd into Rush and and Buddy Rich. And then like... And my mom is like, no, we listen to Michael Jackson in this house and Stevie Wonder. And I'm like... I have multiple personalities.
It's like my playlist. This is my playlist. Like, you know, like you go on Spotify, you got your play, when you had burned CDs, it was random.
So like, as you've come up through the musical scene, like your scene, like the country and rock scene that's here in the Southeast, when I was in Boston, I left there because my first roommate was a guitar player from California. I went to California and we were doing like prog rock, but he's from Belgium, so it was like really like heavy ass, weird, heavy metal, that's weird. That's shit.
Wow,
you know?
yeah.
But like,
I bet that was pretty cool to listen.
That's cool.
Combo,
it's really prog, you know, heavy stuff, and it's fun. You just like jerk off on the drums. You just, fast, you know. That's just fun.
Yeah.
It's a good excuse to be like, I'm very cardio friendly. Look, I can go fast.
I can play.
But from there I went to Austin, and then it was like, hey, if you would like to eat, it would behoove you to learn all of Stevie Ray Vaughan's catalog. And it's like, yeah, okay. Which isn't the worst thing to do on drums, but if you're trying to learn ZZ Top, fuck you, you're wrong. You think it's easy, fuck you, you're wrong. And so like a lot of Southern rock is just rife with excellent musicians, and people don't know that or even look at it that way. But man, my kind of scene had a big shift when I got to Austin, and it was more country and rock based, and blues rock based.
It's a whole other world in Texas alone in music. You know, I've never been out there for music, but everyone I've met that lived there or was from there, it's just a whole different. I don't know how to explain it. Like, I don't know. How would you explain it? You lived there. It's just different, but it's badass, man. There's a lot of
really like, I guess what you would think in like Nashville, where it's like you got these Studio A guys, and it's like
playing by the number chart.
Yeah. Like they're very.
I don't know that. I'm sure you do.
Sure, it's that's like the factory technical jazz variant of music making, which I think happened to rock and roll music, which now it sucks. And that's why it sucks, is because they know the end before they start.
It's not these young kids practicing in a shed.
You're making art because you're making shit that, like,
I don't know anything.
Well, it matters.
I'm just making it up. Yeah, I mean, I appreciate that.
But you're writing songs like about your wife. You know what I mean? Like about the life of being
with your soulmate, and at the same time, like whiskey and women. Like, that's a fucking lifestyle moment that happens at a bar in South Carolina. You know what I mean? Like, a person that wears the Pig Louis it's a real
tell the story.
It's
right.
true.
That's it. Like,
I can tell you the story about how I came up with that idea.
Tell me that. I need to hear how you got to that song, because that's a killer song, and it's like that's outside of the manufactured, like, oh, I know how the fuck chords go together music. You know, that's a real story, and the music made it feel. That's the right soundtrack for that story.
So to me, I feel like I'm more of a poet. I'm not the world's greatest at coming up with guitar. I learned how to play guitar so I could write.
Yeah.
I just learned basic, 3 chords, or I know more than that now. But I started off with just ideas and song ideas, and that's what I love about it. And a couple of years ago, I had a show in Augusta, Georgia, and this guy, of course, Chelsea comes to like a lot of my stuff, and she manages.
That's a good wife, dude.
Like 99%. She said a lot. She's bad. No, she comes to like everything. The only time she was not able to come was when she was in school or she had a job that she had to work. But she's usually there, and so she was there, running the merch, sitting there, hanging out, and we're playing. And this guy just will not leave her alone. It was actually about Chelsea. It wasn't about me. This guy would not leave her alone. And he starts showing these pictures of famous people that he had taken pictures with. And you could clearly see it was like a meet and greet. It wasn't like he knew them.
Yeah.
And so I was like, and it was actually at CRS week, which is a thing in Nashville where it's like country radios, where everybody meets up and talks and budgets and not budgets, but everyone gets together and talks about things. Yeah, probably. Marketing for radio, for getting on to the radio. So I said, well, you were at CRS week, it looks like. And he's like, oh, because he was trying to act like he knew them. And I was like, oh, okay. And so Chelsea's like, he's like, so you wanna hang out? You want me to buy you a drink? She's like, no, I'm here to watch at the time we were engaged. She's like, I'm here to watch my fiance. Like that's my fiance. And it was me, and I think my old guitar player Bojack was playing with me that night. And at first maybe he thought you were talking about him. And I came over there like on my break, and we were sitting there talking, and he realizes it was not Bojack, it was me, and he's still trying. And so and then he tries like hitting on me and my wife, and it happens like to people. I know it does. And so then we leave, and I just got to thinking, I was like, I think I'm gonna write a song about guys hitting on somebody and being like, look, buddy, the only thing we have in common, and I actually originally said the only thing we have in common is beer, whiskey, and women. And it got changed around. It was just too long, so I just went with whiskey and women. Sure. It sounded better. But and I wrote that with Brian Martin and Bojack Dawson. Bojack's from South Carolina too. And Brian's from Texas. And we wrote that in like 30 minutes.
That's awesome.
On like sitting at the Skyline Club
You're sitting there?
Yeah, we were on stage. Like it was the middle of the day. Actually, another guy, Matt Tucker, was shooting a video for his music video, and we were there, and we were over here. Let's finish this. And so I gave him the idea, and I kind of had already written out like "You barking up the wrong tree," and I kind of had the chorus kind of idea, and we finished it, made it into a song, and I knew it was gonna be awesome. And this was right when I got on TikTok, and I didn't know it was going to blow up like it did. I mean, it was crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't know. And my phone wasn't working. I posted it on TikTok of me sitting in the car listening to it on a video, on a voice memo.
Yeah.
Not even like recorded. This was not recorded. Literally, I did that like the day after we wrote it. Blew up. I think I had almost 1 million views on it or something.
That's wild.
I was like, my phone wouldn't work. I couldn't get into my TikTok. I had like an iPhone 8. And I was like, and this was when iPhone like 12 was out.
That's such a cool problem. Oh shit!
I was like, "What's going on?"
I'm too liked.
It was crazy. I went from having like 800 friends on TikTok to having almost 100,000.
Shit!
It was crazy.
That is cool, man.
Yeah.
Okay, so
that was wild. TikTok's crazy.
Is that when you started doing like some vlogging?
Yes.
That was after.
That was kind of like the gas light, like lighting my ass to get to going, you know?
Yeah.
And so that was right after COVID. That was like the end of 2020. No, it might have been 21. That was when all that was around that time. And yeah, that was kind of how I started getting into all that.
Where did you record that?
Omni Studios in Nashville. It's not there anymore.
No?
Nope. Along with all the other great things in downtown Nashville that they did destroy. They got rid of that. It was on Music Row. It was one of the last studios on Music Row. Like, Miranda Lambert recorded there. Jewel recorded there. I mean, Beyonce recorded there.
I got a Miranda Lambert little piece here. We danced around each other even a little more. I worked a roofing job with Ron DiArgenio, who was Miranda Lambert's keyboard player for like 5 years.
I was gonna say, Ron, that same name sounds familiar.
Yeah.
I'm a fangirl now. I'm crazy about. I love her.
Dude, Ron was like a mentor to me.
That's badass.
He helped me learn how to.
That's so cool, dude.
He helped me like learn how to do a lot of construction work, which sat our asses in this room today. So,
wow.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. That like
small. That's like small world, man.
It is. It's a trippy world, man. Like it's off and on. There's like off and on. Just click and click. I know, dude. It's annoying. No worries. See, here's where we hard cut.
Yep.
So, there you go.
You might have to make sure you got it back in frame.
Fight the line.
You're back.
Nice.
Oh, I got hit record.
Oh yeah, little red button like on the screen somewhere in there.
Chell, you might have to help him.
You can do it, Chell.
You can do it.
This is why it's important to have your wife.
Yes.
Wives matter.
She is the person in the back that literally
Thanks, Willie.
And Willie too, takes care of everything. Every freaking thing. It's insane. I don't know where I'd be if it wasn't for having her help, because I don't have that kind of help like that, you know. Besides my band and stuff.
It's fucking hard.
Yeah.
it is wild.
It's a lot for her too. I know it's very stressful. It's very stressful in our relationship sometimes.
There's no doubt. It's just a hard thing to do.
Yeah.
Like, I guess I don't know, it's weird. I guess it's weird to think about it that way, but I mean, there's so much about playing music that is wonderful. It's like it's a joyous thing to do. It's like a blessing to do it. Mm-hmm. It just requires infinity of your effort to actually. It's
never off day. Never
ship it.
Yeah, you don't go home. You don't clock out.
Yeah, if you want to give it to an audience ever and not just sit with it in your room alone crying over guitar, then
we've all been there.
I mean, it's cool that TikTok exists because you could cry on your guitar and then people will be like,
yeah, TikTok's made it a whole different world for us.
Yeah, that's true. But it is like it's a big deal. It's a big ordeal to craft everything that you need to craft around you. you need a team of people around you. You need a good bunch of people around you. You need good players around you, a support system of people that are crazy like you.
Positive energy, as Willie says.
Yeah, you need positive. It's real. Willie knows, man, because he's been doing it for his whole life.
Yeah, like no longer than I've been alive. Probably you too.
The whole time. Yeah.
Like you were talking about playing with people around you, like that were older and stuff.
Yeah.
I have to say that I'm thankful I got that too.
Yeah.
Because
that's how I knew you could do it.
Yeah, like when I got into it, everyone was like, "You want to get young people? You want to look young on stage?"
Yeah.
And I just was like, "That's cool and all," like, but it's just when I tried that, and they were great. Those were great people. But when I got on stage with like Willie and the other people, it was like, it just, I knew that was the right thing.
Yeah.
It was, and they took me in and him and his brother and made me feel like family. Always
awesome.
have. Yeah.
That's really cool. Man, I really think a lot of musicians they're struggling with gathering a group of people, a sound, not just even form bands. Like people like me who are out on an island where it's like, hey, I track all the stuff. I live in this cave. Listen,
Yeah.
it's on the internet and other places that you listen. But like, there's a lot of guys that do electric music, that do like super small format stuff, or they're like a producer where they craft everything.
Yeah. I know some people like that.
And there's not like there's no avenue to connect with other musicians that are like them except through the internet, which is like super defeating. And that's something that like you've gotten is like groups of real touring musicians around you that assist you with the ability to dream it, to see it in action.
We can just get some touring in there.
Yeah.
That's what Willie's thinking.
To know what it's like to have to like load up your shit and actually go and play live.
Like me, because I'm so engraved to playing, and like people say touring, and I guess that's what you would call it. I mean, traveling, touring. And when my brain is so programmed from touring that I look around over here and I see your bag and I'm like, he's ready to roll, just close it, go.
Yeah.
I just literally thought about that when we got here, like stuff like that. And
hell yeah. Man,
I'm just programmed for it, I guess, because we've been doing it for so many. The 8 years I started, it literally was just full throttle, and then COVID hit, and it was like.
Oh yeah, man, I love recording. I like the recording arts. I like recorded music. Live music and recorded music they're different phenomena. It's, to get the song to come to life, to record it, to like have that be the representation of the song, forever, to listen to forever, that's probably my favorite part of it, because I do a lot of writing and improv stuff, and that moment is where I feel like I'm with God, like the moment of inception. Like if the mic is running and I caught it, it's like,
Yeah.
But doing that with an audience,
just let it roll.
I played live forever in Austin. Like that was the job.
Mm-hmm.
And I like playing live so very much, but oftentimes what we would be doing is like rehashing something. And unless you are with a tight band that you've been with for a long time, like where you can create something on the fly together, that's fucking magic.
Yeah,
like that's
fun.
The same moment. You know what I mean?
It's a high.
It's unlike anything else.
And recording and playing live are two different highs.
They're
but they're
two
both,
different highs.
Yeah.
But that like writing something on the fly with somebody, like on a stage.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, I don't know how to express that to somebody that doesn't make art. Like. You can experience it if you're in an audience.
Yeah.
You can ride that same wave. Like you're kind of you are a part of it.
True.
Just you observing it makes you a part of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a weird fucking type of climax when you're just in front of people and you like, when you nail a note and you watch a bunch of people just kind of like eat it.
Yeah.
Like, what does it feel like to you?
You feel like you're like Superwoman, like Wonder Woman, Superman, whatever.
Yeah.
And that's what I was gonna say is like when you get off stage and you're coming down from that high, excuse me, it's like that's what I hate when I'm done. When I get done playing and riding home and I can't just go to sleep because I'm just full of adrenaline still. And
Yeah.
you don't want to stop. You don't want to get off stage. Like there'll be shows where we've played 3 or 4 hours straight.
That's awesome.
And I mean, yeah, we're sweating our asses off and our clothes are soaking wet and we're tired. But I'm like, if they told me to keep going, if it's that vibe and you have a crowd that's feeding off of you and you're feeding off of them, each other, it's like, I'll play all damn night, you know, and if my band's good with it too, of course. And usually they are. We all mesh like that. So
yeah, you gotta love it together. Like when the band, when it's not just like,
those are the greatest nights.
Yeah.
Greatest shows. Those are my favorite all day.
That's beautiful, man. I like, that is not, most of my live experiences were as a session guy. You know what I'm saying? So
and see, I envy that.
I was like filling. And so it's really, I mean, that's a fun thing, but to be with an original band and to like hit it together, like on shit that you guys have all written in a room, like from when you were all alone together as like a little tribe, and then you like set it out on stage in front of people and they feel it, like, God, that really is magic. That's cool. That's cool to get that. Like,
my favorite feeling is when the crowd is singing along with stuff that you wrote.
Yeah, I feel like it's hard to get that as a session guy. You can't.
But like the fact that you know how to do so many things and you know how to like build. Like I don't know how to do any of that. I just go on stage and sing. I don't know how to do anything else.
It was how it's supposed to work.
And that like
all the technology has given every individual way too much work. It used to be that's what should happen. It's like, hey, she's super good at singing. She should probably go out there and sing, right? And now it's like, hey, set up your own mic, you piece of shit. Like, don't gain stage it too while you're at it.
Yeah, I wish I knew how to do all that stuff. I really do, because there's times where I get defeated when I want to make videos. We got it's Teethy, right? Toothy? Toofy.
Yeah, it's Teuf.
Toofy.
Why?
It's okay. Everybody says has trouble with my name too. Yeah.
So the Marine Corps
Toofy.
in WW2 were called Teufelhundens, devil dogs. So instead of Teufel, it's Toofy.
Oh, bud.
Because he was
dropping knowledge about you.
He was a
over
little
here.
demon when he was a baby boy. He always wanted to eat your hands
He's
off.
calmed down now. Handsome man.
Rolling in the dirt.
Yeah. You're getting a back rub.
Okay, you're on TV now. Go ahead.
Say hey. I don't even know what I was saying. I got distracted with cuteness.
Button.
Yeah, tell him.
Good boy.
He's talking to you, Willie. He's like, what are you talking about? My dad has long hair and a beard. What are you doing over there? He's like, all right.
So, shit, what were we talking about? Playing live and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like when you were talking about earlier, sorry, my mom's calling me. When you were talking about earlier about like how I got into it and kind of like what was that thing where it was like flip a switch with like, whoa, oh, okay, I could do this. I was drunk in the car and I started singing, and Chelsea was like, why don't you sing? Like, why don't you do that? And I was like, oh yeah, maybe I should. Like, I guess I just never had the confidence, and I started doing it. And
that's crazy to me.
I meant to mention that earlier, and I forgot.
That is wild
ADHD
to me.
is bad over here.
I mean,
I get off track.
Who you preach to, man? It's a trip to me because you really are like, I'm not blowing smoke up your ass. I don't care to. You are a super talented person. Like, you're very skilled.
Thank you.
Your voice is really beautiful, and so it's it's just a good thing to hear for a bunch of people out there that are like fucking awesome at what they do, and they just don't know it. Like, they weren't sure.
Right.
And
you doubt yourself.
Yeah. And
Don't doubt yourself.
Your wife shows up and is like, no, fucker, pull it together.
Yeah.
And that's how you know they're your soulmate.
Everyone thinks that, like, we met from me playing music, and that's what's so funny. Like, we'll meet people that are big fans of Whiskey and Women in Gray.
Yeah.
Like, this weekend, somebody came from Macon, Georgia to Lexington, like, here in South Carolina, to see us. And, like, there's times where we'll meet people from far away, and they're like, just somehow we get to talking about how we met. and they think like Chelsea was like some like groupie or something, and I'm like, no, she's actually the one that told me to do it. She's like, you need to play music. What are you doing? And I'm like,
she's a groupie now.
Yeah,
Good job.
yeah, and it's really cool too because people want to take pictures with her and like shows, and I'm like, what the freak, man? No, they take pictures with me too.
She's in the videos, man.
Yeah. Oh,
She's a part of the game.
we tell her clients that at houses, we'll be like, you can watch videos. Chelsea's in them. Chelsea's like, oh my gosh. She doesn't like being on this side.
Hey, man, this side's cool.
Yeah.
So whatever.
I envy you though with knowing how to play and like knowing how to do all these things, because I wish like I'm like, if you talk about softball or baseball right now, I could talk all day and tell you all the technical things about it. But when it comes to music, I don't know that stuff, and I wish I did. But I think I focus on that too much sometimes, and I need to just focus on the way I do my art. And
a lot of the theory stuff, a lot of the like gadgetry stuff, I mean, they're semi-related, I guess, but man, just like you were saying before, reading a chart by the numbers.
Yeah.
It's like riding a bike. Like once you get it, you have a new language to speak with musicians that make things happen a little bit faster.
Quicker, yeah.
And it doesn't necessarily make you a more creative person. It makes it more systematized so that less creative people can do it and make it like science.
Yeah.
And like, that's not necessarily an artist, but they can still like, play, they have musical skills, but they're not
combined
creators.
with that. I think my drummer tried to tell me about it, or maybe it was Willie, my bass player, but tried to explain it to me, and I kind of understood it, but that was like a couple years ago when I first recorded.
Yeah.
And like 2019, and that was the first time I'd seen a number system. First time I even knew what that was.
Okay.
And it was a chart of my song that I wrote.
Yeah.
I was like, what is this? This is like Latin. What are we looking at? And they're like, this is a number system. And it was like 3, 2, and a 4, I was like, oh, I don't know what the fuck this
That'll
is.
come. It'll come. Like it is. I think it's wonderful to have a creative person pick up the skills rather than like you learn yourself into musicianship without the feel. You have the feel. That's important. That's the biggest part, man. And then if you add some of these things to your lexicon, like just your ability to speak musically, then sometimes you'll be able to take your creative mind and overlay it on all this music math shit that's going on. And make something even cooler. Yeah. And it's not that you sit down and you're like, oh man, I'm gonna do like a 1 to a major 3 to a 1 to a 6 4 5 1. Look, I'm cool. Like, yeah, you can do that, and then you can get all goofy and modal about it too. And if you try to write like that on the outset, oftentimes you just write intelligent person gobbledygook stupid shit. And like, and it looks like somebody. Do you know who the laid back country picker is? You ever heard that name?
No, but okay. I feel like I might know what you're talking about. But
he's opened for Tyler Childers a bunch of times.
Oh, okay.
His name's Chico. He was actually Tyler's middle school social studies teacher.
Wow.
Wow,
that's cool.
He has like this vaudeville act. It's he and his wife, and it's called Laid Back Country Picker.
Wow.
And he writes cool
actual name.
Yeah, he writes cool fucking songs. Well, a buddy of mine and I played. We recorded some stuff. My buddy, he was also his social studies teacher. So
small world.
Tyler Childers' very first show, he was 12. I opened for it.
Wow. That is cool.
At Laid Back Country Pickers, Holler Palooza that he put on in like his backyard.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, and
that's
right
cool.
In Louisa. That's
a good name.
In Louisa, Kentucky. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, because he's from Kentucky, isn't he?
Yeah, Louisa. That's the Purgatory. That is the town limit of Louisa.
Wow.
So
that's a talented dude.
Yeah, fucking baller. Like that's
amazing voice.
Very creative.
And writer.
Yeah. And oh shit. Sturgill is also a badass fucking writer, and like he and Tyler have put out some magic together, really. Because Sturgill's on the backside of a lot of those records, like producing, man. So that's really.
And I like that. I got into that world. I mean, I don't know it a lot, but I'm a fan of that kind of. I don't know what you call that genre really. Yeah, like I was gonna say folk, country. I don't know, folk. Yeah, and my one of my favorite songs. Obviously, I mean everybody loves it. Cover Me Up or whatever. Everyone thinks Morgan Wallen wrote, but you know it's Jason Isbell, and I love that version. That was our first dance.
Jason
that
Isbell.
version.
Oh really? Mm-hmm. Jason Isbell is a fucking monster.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I love like that whole scene is so underrated, dude.
That fucking son.
Oh, I cried my eyes out the first time I heard that song.
He's a stellar writer.
Yes.
Oh my god.
And whoever produces that stuff, oh man. And I wonder do you know who Morgan Wade is?
Yeah.
Oh man, I love her. That's one. We got to play a show with her in Charleston at Windjammer.
Really?
Oh man, she's one of my favorites.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So. Oh wait, I didn't finish the laid back country picker story.
Yeah, Kentucky.
He told my buddy that putting music together like that is musical masturbation, and to not do it. And so
that's a great analogy.
I'm
that's funny.
Eternally grateful for that, because I continued to musically masturbate for about 10 more years after that, and then I realized like, oh, that's dumb.
Time out. He said that at 12, or the teacher said that?
The teacher said that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I was fucking with
you. He told me and Thad that like what we were doing was because Thaddeus is super talented guitar player, and we were trying to write like complicated shit to show off on our instruments instead of being like songwriters, and that was, we weren't capturing the spirit of like whatever the universe is trying to spit out through music, but instead we were capturing like technical abilities.
Actually, yeah, like really thinking about it, and that's my problem. I overthink things, and you just can't do that.
Right.
When I did that in ball, I would strike out.
It's poop.
I would have a terrible batting average that game. Like, you can't do that. You can't overthink it, and I overthink everything.
Well, I mean,
it's better to not sometimes.
You don't, because you walk out on stage and you fucking crush.
And
then you're not doing it.
Music's the only thing I feel like I can get away from.
You get in a flow state?
My demons. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, my social anxiety is not on stage, and like, I self-diagnose, I guess, myself, but like OCD and all kind of stuff, I struggle with that, and when I'm on stage, I don't. And
that's awesome.
It's like, it's a high, like, it's like whoever first said that, they literally hit the nail on the head. Like, it's a high, and I feel like I'm perfectly unperfect when I'm on stage, if that makes sense.
That absolutely makes sense.
I love it. Yeah. I will never stop until the day I die. And I tell everybody that, like, people be like, "Are you playing music still?" Because we moved back from Nashville, and we're back home, and life. We got a house and land and things we have to take care of. Normal human being things.
Yes.
That is not what you see on the glamorous, cool stuff as an artist.
That shit's weird to me.
It's real life.
That shit is weird to me.
That's my vlog is literally about that.
The fame shit is weird to me. I don't know what the fuck Jay-Z is doing. He's just famous. You know,
he's just laying there.
Like,
he's going to coffin and like sleep like a vampire, and then wake up. Time for the show. Time for the Grammys.
Like, it's
like, what do you do?
Bro, I bought the Black Album. I was a fan. You know what I mean?
Oh, man,
but there's like a
that was the good stuff back then.
Right. There's a level of, like, Beyonce is famous. She's incredibly talented.
I love her old stuff.
Dancer. She has a great voice. She writes awesome songs, and her and 71 other people write awesome songs, and like
T Swizzle. I mean,
like T Swizzle.
I mean,
she's
she's
a gaggle of
doing
other
amazing. I mean, she's doing amazing.
Yeah,
can't hate on that. You know,
that type of fame is like,
what are you doing? What are your life like?
Cool. I
don't want to be that famous though.
I gotta fly to the gym real fast.
Yeah, right. Like, what do you? Yeah.
I don't like. I can't. It's okay, I guess, that exists in the world. Maybe it's not. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Who knows?
Maybe we're ruining ourselves as a species because of that level of fame. But regardless, like, I know that I like being an artist, and I like just making noises and stacking them up on top of each other and making people not murder each other.
You do
like,
good at it.
Cool.
You make some good stuff.
Thanks, man. But like that, outside of the fame thing, I think that's the only way people associate with their music anymore. It's like, are you a famous person that musics?
Right.
Or are you just one of those fucking musicians? You know what I mean? It's one or the other.
What's
You're
sad
either
is
T-Swizzle.
those musicians would kick their ass if it came down to a contest, dude.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy.
It's a different world.
It's crazy.
It's a different, like...
I know so many amazing, talented musicians and artists that should be way bigger than they are.
Sure.
Way bigger.
The business
This man
element.
sitting right there.
Yeah, man.
Like him and his brother, and they came so close to so many record deals. I mean, y'all had one, didn't you? Yeah. And
God knows. Isn't that a story? A long trail of broken stories.
we've all had that record deal that didn't last. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah. Man, it's... I'm super happy that we have the ability to record music like we can record music, to record podcasts and stuff like we can now. I'm grateful for that. It really did. It used to require like an 88 channel console, and you had to know somebody's brother, and then you needed $500,000, and somebody that was like
That's wild,
willing to do
man.
nasty shit was going to get you that $500,000, and then
You had a
could record
friend.
record. You're right. And so now, like now we can record all this stuff, but it's some fucking ass
so
hat
cool.
at Instagram who's just like, they're not ready for fame. They're not ready to make any money.
And
Fuck
who is
them.
that to say that?
I don't know.
In the world we live in today, that's what I think about. There's people on the internet
And AI.
that never,
the bot.
there's people that have never recorded a song, never played a guitar, never sang in front of anyone, and they do it and they blow up and they're on tour, going and playing festivals. So, and then those same people tried out for American Idol. Those same people sent messages to thousands of people wanting to get on their tour or play at their venue or whatever. And it's like, where does this, who tells you, like, who has that God complex to tell you you're not going to be able to do it, or you're not good enough, or no, it's not what we're looking for? When people tell me that, it just makes me want to do it more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And in the world we live in today, you literally can learn music in a day and go and be famous. And that's bad and good.
It's bad and good.
Yeah. Like,
because the fame thing can
but
happen.
it's crazy.
Well, anybody that's chasing the fame thing is like, I'm sorry for you. Like, it might happen, but it's almost like a lottery, man. It's like, really, people that make art, that love art, are going to keep making art, are going to keep doing music, are going to keep putting stuff out there. And we can put like really high quality, good shit into the world now with relative ease. Like, we got to work hard. We got to
right there.
We got to maintain. Yeah. It's like, if you spend like a good year working real hard and saving a bunch of money, like, it's possible to record really quality things. And like, outside of that, of the fame, status, Grammy, millions of dollars thing, like, I think that with these tools we can manage to figure out a way for musicians to be middle class again. Like, you could make somewhere between $60,000 and $150,000 a year and feed a family and play music and like reach an audience. And you don't have to fucking have a jet plane.
I agree.
And it's just,
and that's where I want to be, you know?
we haven't made...
You don't want to be that famous.
Right. Dude, it's not about that. And
you know,
but
you want to just be in the
it's
middle
hard for
class.
a label to make money off you unless they make a bajillion.
Exactly.
And they got to put a bunch of trucks on the road. And it's like...
It's all about the label.
Man, when I was at school, I got to hold one of Britney Spears' Live Nation contracts to like go over it and see what it was like. That lady had 18 semi trucks on the road every single day. She had a built-in crew at every arena.
They're talking about the environment. That's terrible for the environment.
You had to employ 200 people at the arena to build that damn thing.
I mean, that's crazy.
You know, and it's like
18
trucks.
Jesus.
She was guaranteed, I believe, I might remember this wrong, but I'm pretty sure she was guaranteed a net of $1.8 million a night for 60 shows.
And that was, I mean,
her gross was 5 or 6 mil. I think.
When was the last time Britney went on tour too?
Oh God, that's long.
So think about that. How much money would that be these days?
Double.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's really, but those are like these high level, big level, like
superstars. She was a superstar.
But there's so much advertising. There's so much label backing. There's so much that goes into driving like
that team, like you said, a team. That's a whole different level of team.
You open up your Spotify and here's the artists that you're going to get pitched because they're all kind of they're in that money making
like the playlist stuff.
And that kind of thing is like, totally understand it from a business point of view, from a big major scale business point of view where people want to make all the money in the world. But
it's just it's a lot
for musicians to be like small business owners. I've been like on this kick. I talked about this on the last podcast, like musicians being small business owners and being able to reach an audience, like somehow over the next decade, I really think there'll be a movement for that again. And
I'm hoping, because it was there before COVID, and then COVID kind of knocked it down a little, and that's what we were literally talking about on the way here. It's been rough, and I hope you're right, and I think it will get better. I hope it gets better, because
I think we have to do this.
Yeah, I agree.
I really do.
I do. People have to talk about it. People have to.
People, if they're gonna see you like 1 million times on TikTok once, and then like TikTok's like, you need something brand new, definitely, because fuck her, you saw her twice. That's plenty. That's plenty.
She's all in the algorithm.
I know that you follow her, but you don't want to see her no more.
Yeah.
Like that'll happen to you until you have a big advertising budget that you can kind of push yourself a little bit more. But like beyond that kind of stuff, like I think that people need to get to know you as a human. And you just have to put out a bunch of content for that to happen. So like doing the blog, or the vlog, doing podcasts in conjunction with releasing music at a steady pace. Like I think that's the business model.
Definitely. You're like the 90,000th person to tell me that. And
I hope I'm right. Jesus Christ.
I think you are right. And I think everyone telling me that's right.
With it.
And I got to get off my ass and do it. So.
Well, you're here.
Yep.
Look.
That's right. Exactly.
I'm going to give you like 20 clips.
See, Bear's positive. You're just good. See positivity. Surrounded by positivity.
Hey, dude, if I wasn't a positive person, this room wouldn't exist.
I would not be where I am if it wasn't for positive things.
You got to keep driving.
Negative things aren't going to get you anywhere. They're not going to do shit for you.
No, because you just wallow.
That's the truth. Willie's like,
that's come out of your mouth a lot, right?
He's like, what are we doing?
I quit in Nashville. I said, it's too much negativity. I gotta leave.
Yeah,
man.
And I said, no, okay, I opened the door and closed it.
Like,
all right, I'm back.
Yeah. He was just being Willie. We lived in Nashville, and when we were there, everyone thinks, oh, I'm gonna go to Nashville, and you're gonna do all these things. I didn't think that. I wanted to go to Nashville because I was like, well, we had an opportunity to live somewhere with all of us together. That's not going to happen every day.
No.
So we were like, we're going to take this.
Yeah.
And
for sure.
For free.
Yeah.
And so we took that opportunity, and we get out there, and we did like ride-arounds and stuff that I really wanted to do. Like I got to play in Whiskey Jam. I got to play bus call, and I made a lot of good friends from that. And then I also saw things that I realized, I don't have to be here. Like I can come out here and do this once a month, or every other month, and I can be home.
That's true.
And around my family and around the people that are the reason I play music, and nothing against Nashville. I love it out there. They got some damn good food. God almighty dang. I gained like, sorry, I just got Swansea right there. I gained like 20 pounds living out there, man. God, no, I don't know about that much, but it, like you got that, what is it, freshman 20?
Yeah, the freshman 15.
I felt like that when I went to Nashville, man.
That's cool.
And I was like, damn, I got to lose some weight. But
how long were you there?
Like we were there like fully a year, but on and off for like 2 to 3. Yeah. We fully moved back last year.
That's just a city I've passed through. I've never really gotten the full like Nashville experience.
Well, you should do it. You got to reload.
Yeah, man.
I would say, honestly, to me, you have to do it where you don't go downtown. I like downtown. It's great. And you'll meet people just like you did in Austin that can all play the number system and rolling through it. But there's also people out there that are like me that don't know shit about that, and they're just trying to chase a dream and get noticed. But it's hard to get on the music road. But there's a stigmatism that if you play on if you play on Broadway, if there's a stigmatism if you play on Broadway, you're not going to get signed. You're not going to get picked up. And that's the furthest from the truth. I mean, there's people that don't, but there's people that do. And there's people out there. I met a guy one time. He was out there. This was when I first went to Nashville like 10 years ago. He was playing Tootsie's main stage, the main slot, like 6 to, or like late night till like after midnight, 2 a.m. whatever.
Yeah.
And he said he made like $100,000 on his taxes. He was able to go buy like a brand new truck and all this. And I was like, and this was 10 years ago. I was like, that's fucking awesome, man.
Yeah.
And that was one of the little things too, where I was starting to get like, I want to play music. I want to go to Broadway and play on Broadway.
Yeah.
But when I got out there, I didn't want to play Broadway. It was just not for me. Just not me.
Okay.
I have a friend of mine that does it, and she kicks ass at it, and she's doing great. Woo! And she's doing great. She doesn't just do that though. She's writing, she's playing ride around, she's doing everything, and she's from here. And I think that's awesome. I just didn't. I did Broadway a little bit. I played like Old Reds. I played Blake Shelton's bar. And
what was it about Broadway that didn't draw you?
I think it was everybody playing the same thing, and which I know I could play different stuff. I know I could go in there and do different things. I get that, and I think it was. What did you say?
It's the clique. If you ain't in the cool club, you ain't cool.
And it was definitely that kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Kind of like you were saying about Austin. It was like, and that's how it kind of felt around there with a lot of groups. But I noticed and I've always felt like that though. My whole life I've always felt like I didn't fit in. But with music, I didn't feel that way. And here in South Carolina at home, I don't feel that way. It feels like. But when we went out there, it was like everybody was doing the same thing. Everybody was wearing the same stuff. Everybody was singing the same song. Original music, unheard of original music.
You wore a hat like it.
What? Oh, hey, I wore that before Laney did, okay? I didn't even know that it was a thing.
They did it,
I wore, he's talking about the hat that like Lainey Wilson wears.
Yeah.
I had that on for my album release. I didn't wear that in Nashville. I was wearing this. This is me all day. Braids and a hat. That's just me. But yeah, isn't
that funny, man? Like, I know it's a part of it. Like, it is a part. Like, the showmanship is a part of it. Like, it's an act. That's legitimate, and I can understand that. But it is funny when you get into like an LA scene. Like, that's like Nashville. Yeah, it's Nashville.
Yes,
like,
exactly.
You have a country look. You have a rock band look. I mean, remember the emo shit that came out in the early 2000s, where everybody was like this for like 5 years.
Yeah,
like what the hell was going on?
Yeah,
that shit rocked though.
Yeah. I was gonna say it's kind of coming back now.
I was so down with My Chemical Romance.
Oh yeah. Like, man, they're amazing, talented guys too.
That it's this weird little dress up dance that has to kind of be played, this like politicking that has to happen, and also
right, politicking, exactly, that's what it is, politics.
The songs get a little uniform, like you're saying, like a lot of the songs,
and that's not all of them were like that. I'm not hating on people in Nashville chasing their dream. Like, that's great, and I think it's awesome.
If it gets
downtown,
too formulaic, though,
it was just like that.
Yeah,
downtown it was. But you go to these write-arounds, you would meet people we'd actually mingle with, and like I remember we did a writers round with like full band, and we met these people, and they came up and were like musicians in the other band. They wanted to play with us, and I was like, oh man, that's cool. And we made some friends like that. So
that's cool.
It is cool to meet other people that chase the same dream as you.
That's real.
And because at home, when you tell people, oh, I'm a musician, that's what I do for a living, I'm in a band, and they look at you and they're like, oh, what's your day job? And I'm like, that is my day job. Mm-hmm. Yes, I've had other jobs, but music is my number one job.
That's right.
It's not even I don't look at it as a job, but that's my career.
It's a job.
That's what I want to do.
It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of work to put a show together. And in some cases, for Miss Spears, it takes 18 trucks and 400 people to do it. And everybody's totally all right to think like a show like that that's when it matters or something for some people. Like, that's when it counts or whatever.
No.
But no, man.
The best ones are in the hole in the wall down the road, man.
And
on a bar stool.
Like a working class group of human beings to like sit down and really decide, like, I'm gonna fucking learn these songs.
And you really appreciate the people that come to see that at those places.
That's true. God, yeah, that's true.
I'm just so thankful for those people that come to places like this weekend. I was playing at a pizza place.
That's awesome.
And no hate to that pizza place. I love that place, but it's a pizza place. Like you don't think of live music at a pizza. I mean, maybe, but there's
You
people
do
from
in Austin.
Macon, Georgia. Yeah, yes, yeah.
Where the cook sings better than you.
Wow, yeah, that sounds like Nashville.
Man, that is legit. When
Yeah.
you do get in a city with a bunch of musicians, man, that is.
Yeah, the servers is out there, like
Yeah.
playing music.
Could you imagine? I mean, I felt like that in LA for a little while. Like
I bet.
I was down there for like a smidgen, but it was, getting like your server was like a phenomenal actor or actress.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like they're going to a casting call like
Yeah.
right after they hand you your sushi, and it's like that.
Exactly.
That's like a beautiful.
They got an
thing.
agent.
Yeah, they got an agent, bro.
Like where you get? I need an agent,
I
man.
need to pay for my agent, so I'm
Exactly, that's what I'm working
Do you
for.
want the sake for the upcharge, you motherfucker?
Yeah.
I need a bigger tip. My agent's
Upcharge.
taking 15%, cuz.
I'm already in the hole, man. Come on.
God almighty.
Upcharge. Yeah,
My rent,
that's funny.
$8,000 a day.
And I live in a studio.
Yeah.
with
I live in a
with
car.
a bathroom in the hallway that's a co-ed.
I can't fucking believe. Man, when I was in Boston, dude, this is 2012. Damn. My apartment was 437 square feet.
Damn.
And $1,300 a month in 2012. That same place, if you look it up, it's about $3K.
I'm about to say,
It's
yeah.
400 square. This room's bigger than that.
That is crazy. I've lived in a camper, so I understand.
Yeah. Can you imagine paying like 3 G's to chill out in the
No,
camper every
God
month?
no. I think we paid like $450,
couldn't
and we
open-
owned it. We weren't renting
I
it.
couldn't open my fridge. My fridge would hit the kitchen counter, man. Just bap.
Yeah.
Like, it would open enough to get 1 gallon of milk.
You'd be taking a shower and cooking breakfast all at the same time.
Yeah, I swear. It was that like
Oh my God.
that type of thing. That's another element that I'm glad exists now. Even though it's a struggle bus to deal with all the social media bullshit out there for sure. But the access to the gear
Yes.
is great because you really can live here without having to live in Nashville.
It's
and
a whole
pay
different
some
world.
exorbitant rent, or LA or New York. Fuck New York. And I like New York, but
Yeah.
dude, the rent. Get out of here.
I've never been to, I've been to New York, like in the country to play, like Syracuse.
yeah?
Like I say country because that was
the
more
country.
like, but I've never been in the city, and I would love.
You gotta go.
I would love to
You gotta
go.
go. It's a trip. It's a good thing to see.
I've been to LA
Yeah? Okay.
before I played music, but I walked by like Capitol Records and stuff.
Nice.
And that was really cool.
LA's cool. Where have you been? Like, you've been a road warrior. Like, where have you traveled?
We were right by Roxy's, and I guess that's like downtown. Is that
talking about
Broadway?
LA?
Yeah.
No, I mean I'm seeing like all around
Oh,
this country.
and-
Where have you been? Like,
I've been to been playing music.
or anytime. Just
playing-
what are your travels like?
In general, I've been to New York, Vegas. I love traveling.
I haven't been to Vegas, man.
Yeah,
I haven't been. Is it like awesome?
at night,
Yeah.
During the day, it's weird because there's like people passing out papers of like
Space aliens on
women.
No
Just
doubt.
say women. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's like in the middle of the desert, so like you ride up on the interstate and it's just like nothing, and then it's like bam, there's a big ass city with spaceships and pyramids and like Statue of Liberty, like
That's cool.
Paris.
That's got to be somewhere.
it's cool. Yeah,
Did
you
I
need to go.
That's an American.
I've only been
icon.
there like young when I was younger. I was like 18, so I couldn't even gamble. So I could walk on the carpet because there's a carpet and then there's like the marble. You can go on the carpet if you're, I think, 18 or older. It might be different now, but I drove cross country twice.
Okay.
To LA and back, and that was
Trek.
yes.
From here to there.
Yes, I loved it. New Mexico was awesome. I went to Carl's Cavern.
New Mexico is awesome to drive
Arizona.
through.
Oh man, Arizona, beautiful.
Those red rocks. Like,
Oh my, yeah. Oh, I've been to Red Rocks, and that was amazing.
That's fucking incredible.
Denver, Colorado, like all
How,
that.
like, I haven't been to Denver. That's really
That's
cool.
a weird. It's a weird area. I don't know if
Yeah.
it's everybody can get high all the time now, and it's just like people. I didn't know this, but you can supposedly grow your own shrooms in your house.
I mean,
And I was like, one day we saw a guy walking down the road dressed as Batman, and it was not Halloween.
I don't know what that guy's doing right now.
Like, I don't know. Hey, he was having fun, man. He took some shrooms. He left the house. He said, "I'm Batman."
Hell yeah.
Da-da-da. Sorry.
There's no fucking way. I could not take shrooms and walk out of a house. No, that's not true. No, I've done that. No.
Wait.
I took a lot of shrooms, got buck naked and walked into the woods. Oh, God. And then I was like, oh, shit, I'm naked in the woods. There are briars.
Oh, damn. Good thing it wasn't poison ivy.
Dude. Oh, my God. That was a good day. That was a good day.
Yeah, you want me to tell you that story about us with talking about edibles?
Oh, yeah. Hit me up. Tell me some edible stories. Let's go.
Oh, God. Okay, this is when we were living in Nashville. My dad used to own a hemp farm, and his business partner was kind of like, I was telling you, like Breaking Bad kind of guy. Like he was a high school teacher.
Yeah.
And I think he was a chemist, wasn't he? Yeah. I don't know. He wasn't a teacher anymore when this was happening.
He's a chemist.
Anyway, yeah, it's getting good. No, but he had some brownies, brownies. You know what I mean?
With extra butter.
Yeah. Yeah. And he gave us some, and he also had some shrooms. And I'd never done shrooms. So
Still to this day?
I have not. But I, at the time, was like, yeah, I'm going to do it. And my drummer was telling me, he was like, you got to be in a really good headspace around good people, good vibes. And I was like, okay, well, we were living in Nashville.
This drummer agrees.
Yeah. And we were like, hanging out one day in Nashville, and me and Chelsea were like, okay, well, let's do this. Let's try these pot brownies. They were like this big. I took half of that. She took a whole one because she lives on the edge. She just lives on. That's my wife. And so we were both high for 12 hours.
Days.
Yeah.
We called the police.
Her face, like, okay, so I was actually in the the practice room with the guys, and they were all smoking, doing their normal thing, and all of a sudden this shit hit me. Like, we ate these at, I think it was like 11 or 12 in the like afternoon, and we didn't eat anything. First mistake, learned that. Except for that, and I'm like picking shit up, moving stuff around, getting ready for our gig for the weekend, like packing my stuff up. I think we just had rehearsal. I don't know, we were doing something, and all of a sudden, man, it just was like, oh shit, I'm high. What am I doing right now? What the fuck? So I'm like, oh God, if I'm high, Chelsea's high, and she was over in we had a little apartment, and so I walk over to her, and I go over there, and she's laying on the bed like this. And I was like, are you okay? What are you doing?
She's like,
it was like slow motion. Yeah. Oh no. When you came in there, she worked her way. She had taken a nap and woke up.
More steady, man.
She made her way to the bathroom and took did you take a shower? No, you just started throwing up. And I was like, oh God. So I lay on the bed, and she's like, I fell asleep, and I woke up and got sick. And I was like thinking in my head, I can't go to sleep. I'm gonna get sick like Chelsea did. I can't go to. So I'm like watching TV. My eyeballs. I'm like this. So I stayed there for like 8 hours. It wasn't that long, but I got back up, and
it was 6 minutes.
It felt like forever, and it was so bad. Like Ross's mom, Miss Ann, who we were living with, she was like, I'm not calling an ambulance. Like, what are we doing here? Like, it was bad. But we got through it, and we decided we're not touching the fucking shrooms if the fucking brownie pots did that. So we gave those, who we give those to? We gave them to somebody. We're like, take them. Aren't you glad you didn't do it with us, Willie?
Chelsea, I hope it was your mother. I hope you gave it to your mother.
Hell yeah, good times.
So here's some science shit. So when you eat marijuana, it has to bind to a fat, because it has to process through the liver.
Sound like Ross right now
when
talking.
It processes through the liver, it becomes 11-hydroxy-THC, which is real close to what shrooms is like.
So we were almost on shrooms.
I've taken further spiritual journeys on edible pot than shrooms.
I was spiritual that day.
Dude, I've taken a heroic dose on multiple occasions of mushrooms. So we're talking 7+ grams and an abort, like, so nearly 8 grams of mushrooms. So I've gone the full gamut.
You've been on another planet.
Oh God, yeah. Dang. Oh man, I've had some fun times. I'm pretty sure I met the center of the universe. It was like a light column.
Oh wow.
It told me some shit. It asked me if I wanted to keep going, and I was like, yeah. And I was like, all right, cool.
So keep going.
Yeah. Like, but with pot, I've gone to even deeper, like, dimensions. Like, but if you eat it, it's way different than smoking it. So
yeah, I've never done that before. That was the first time.
Man, your very first time
eating. Yeah, that was the first time I ever did pot brownies. I've done gummies like Delta 8.
Sure.
I've smoked pot, of course.
I used to make this fun thing called.
But God, I've never done that.
Called a firecracker. You can do it with Nutella if you want.
I think I've heard of this.
But peanut butter's cool. You just smash up your pot, do like an eighth, and put it in a grinder, just grind it to bejesus, and then get all the like keef out of the base. Dump it into a peanut butter, like a teaspoon worth peanut butter. Stir it all up. Put that peanut butter in like tin foil. Put it on a graham cracker. Put it in tin foil. Put it in the oven for like 15 minutes. That heat makes the pot bind to the fat in the peanut butter. Take it out.
Oh gosh,
let it chill for a minute,
more.
and then you eat it. And so that's how a pot brownie works. It's just a faster variant called a firecracker. And
let's try those, Chill.
Smash! I thought I was in fucking Vietnam after I ate one of those things.
Dude,
there's bamboo over that house. I was looking out the window.
Shit.
I was like, dude, we time traveled, bro. Like we're in the shit. We're in the shit, man.
Get down.
The BC are gonna come through the wire.
You're here like
nervous, dude.
Oh God, a big old dump truck rides by. What the fuck? Yeah.
Get on the ground.
Oh God, man.
Yeah, dude. Like
that's so basically we did shrooms, Chilts.
Hard, yeah. You gotta look out.
It was I was tripping, man. I was tripping.
Dude, I went to Seattle and smoked a strain that you can just do whatever the fuck you want in Seattle.
Yeah,
like, you go into the store.
That's like Denver. That's how Denver was. Yeah.
So, bro.
Yeah.
So there were 2 cops guarding the store, and that was the strangest feeling in the world because I was like, y'all would take me to jail. Where I'm from.
Yeah, that's how I felt in Denver.
And I'm gonna walk in here and you're gonna protect me to
get pot.
Shit.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna walk out and I'm gonna light it.
That's how we felt
in front of you. And blow it into the air. Maybe even on you a little bit, and they're gonna be like,
maybe have a conversation with you while I'm doing that.
Yeah, motherfuckers out there drinking coffee in the afternoon, just hitting J's, and I'm like, that's like years. Like they take me to jail. It's
like you're in a different, like you said, time like from. Like, oh, it's like 100 years ago, or like you're like in the future, you know, like, is there flying cars around? Like, you know, it's just crazy.
That's just a trip, man. Those people are like too mad to be that high. I gotta be honest with you. The youngins in Seattle are angry at shit.
Yeah. See, Denver, everybody's nice as shit, man. Denver, everyone was cool as shit. We went to Illinois too, in Chicago, Illinois, and we played. And we went to a distillery out there, and everybody was pretty cool out there. Everyone talks about everybody's killing each other and shit in Chicago. Like
not in the weed store though.
Yeah, when we went, everybody was cool as shit. Like I liked Chicago. Yeah. The food was great. See, I'm a thick shorty, so I say thick shorty, but I'm trying to be proper. But no, like
She said she's deep dish.
We like food. Yeah, I'm a carb queen. We like food. But I'm telling this to the gym owner, and he's gonna get on to me.
Bro, I will eat a pizza as a pre-workout. I used to go to Red Robin to get their bottomless fries.
Oh yeah.
When I worked like a heavy ass leg.
I forgot about that.
Oh man, I would just refeed like cheeseburgers and French fries. Don't worry. Like, there's a place for steak and potatoes in any person's life.
Oh, that's the key to my heart.
Yeah. No, that's a good thing, man. I'm like, do you cook? Do you like?
I can crock pot.
You can crock pot?
Yeah.
Hell yeah!
I can do a little bit of grilling.
A mean roast, dude.
Candy and Gary have taught me how to grill a little bit, but I'm still learning. But I have like a 1-pager of things I can make.
Yeah. A 1-pager.
Hey, those things right there, I might can win some awards for them. You know.
Dig.
But
Is it mac and cheese? Do you make mac and cheese?
no, I like chicken pie, chicken pot pie.
Hell yeah.
Pot roast.
That was like a prerequisite, like for me, like for this like ring right here. Like I got a chicken pot pie. I'm here to
feel
tell
you,
you
dude.
that right there. My wife has my heart and my soul. But I would eat her chicken pot pie every single day for the rest of eternity and not complain.
That's how I am with the chicken Alfredo that she makes.
Yeah?
That Chelsea makes. Like Chelsea can cook. Candy can cook.
Yeah, man.
That's where she gets it from.
Candy made me a birthday fruit pie and fucked up my life.
Oh, dude, they like. See, I don't like a lot of fruit stuff, but that
blew
dude,
my mind.
they need to patent that.
I didn't know you could make it.
I mean,
I make something taste like
I know other people probably make it. Oh, fruit pizza. Sorry.
Fruit pizza. Sorry, not fruit pie.
We got corrected by one of the chefs in the house.
It is great. It's a cookie it's a pizza and all the shit on it.
I never had heard of it. You know.
Either.
And is it a thing other places? Like other people do it? Y'all need to like start a business just making that and
There are
selling them.
7 white people that know how to make a fruit pizza.
Like I'd never heard of it. Like, have you ever heard of ooey gooey butter cake?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
my
That's a
God.
St. Louis thing, right?
Really?
Oh my, yeah.
I didn't. I've learned it from the Bryans, from them.
Dude, that is
Best shit.
unreal.
You need to get Candy and Chelsea to make you one.
That shit is scary good.
It's not healthy, literally
you
and
get high
and
and eat
mentally.
one of those and you'll
oh my
fucking
God,
ruin
dude!
your
What if let's get
7
Candy
of
to
them.
make a pot one for you,
Yeah.
dude? Oh shit!
Yeah, that should be illegal. Like they should be illegal in Denver.
Oh yeah.
They're gonna all have type 2 diabetes.
I'm like this. I'm knocking on the door. It's close. I love that stuff, man.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. Yeah.
I can talk about food all day,
That's for real, man.
and it's dinner time.
That's cool. Shit. What time is it?
Do you cook?
Yeah, I cook.
Yeah.
Like, I cook all the time now. I started cooking a whole lot more when I got married. Like
Really?
that was.
I feel like that's kind of
we like to
normal.
cook together.
Yeah,
And
she
so
likes me to come in there and help her pretend.
That's where it's at.
I do try to sometimes.
Gladys is a much better cook than I am.
Yeah.
But I just, if I'm responsible for 3 or 4 days a week sometimes of like cooking, there will definitely be a pasta. I love making pasta.
Oh yeah.
I like having a
good.
steak and potato dinner.
We do too.
I really like to do like, I don't know, Creole type of rice and sausage and stuff. So that's my jam, dude. I enjoy cooking. I like chopping up a bunch of vegetables because I really like making curries. So I don't know. It's kind of,
So you right up Chelsea's alley right there.
hell yeah. So like, I don't know, man. If it's up to me, then I'll have her cook over me though, because she's better at it.
Yeah,
But-
I understand.
It's okay. I mean, we play music. It's like
Right,
we'll
we're
just-
way cooler.
We can serenade
Like,
while they pray.
we don't need food to survive. We can just music. We'll be fine. Yeah, I envy chefs, man, and cook like people that can cook. It's just natural. They don't even use like she just dumps it in.
Oh yeah,
And it's good.
The no
If I
look.
do that, it'll come out.
Of the
It's supposed to
shoulder.
be a cake. It'll be just like pudding. You know, it'll just be like liquidy. It will not be right.
Baking science, man. That shit is.
Yeah, and they're good at that too. Yeah.
Really?
Yes. I tell them they need to. You know, they need to open that bakery.
Hey,
think
we
you're-
can find a building, Chelsea. Come on.
I heard about your idea.
I want to do it.
I've been trying to tell them.
I'm saying.
That's my other
You heard it here
dream.
first. We're gonna put protein like bakery on the map. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
We can do it. A cupcake that's not as bad, which is cool. Protein's
I'll
is
eat
macro.
it. I mean, I'm down. I'll be the tester. You know,
Yeah,
guinea
same.
pig for food.
I'm down. We'll talk on the internet and like Willie will run all the cameras and
Yes.
you just make donuts and we'll try them out.
We got a team.
We can do this.
There you go.
This is this is how we move forward with a music career.
Yep. You got to do what you got to do.
Just talk shit on the internet. God knows. No, man, that's it's good to see that there are still artists out there that are like willing to get on the road, willing to write their own shit, willing to talk about what it's like to live a real life and to actually live a real life besides all the fame.
Oh, it's real.
Silly shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
and you put
Thank
that in
you.
your music. you do that in your life. You live your life. Like you guys, you work a business. I work a business. We work our businesses to play, to live, to do this. And we want to do a lot more of it. And so I'm thinking that stuff like this winds up being a major part of it. But I
agree.
I'm really glad that
like you said, it needs to be more of this.
Yeah, I think it just has to be.
I think that's a good idea.
There's a guy I talked to recently who's basically he's in the camp that like a lot of comedians went this route to just say like, hey man, sit down and talk in front of people for a while and like develop relationships with people and they'll stick around. And sticking around on art is like super hard now because everything's TikTok-y.
Yes.
And so saying like, oh man, I really like this song and I really like this song, so I want to listen to more songs by this same person. That like slips people's mind a lot. So when
that's
they see,
automatically what I do when I go find somebody.
Yeah.
You want to hear their catalog.
And that's a musician's thing to do, you know?
Yeah.
And
who wrote that?
What?
That's like, like who wrote that? Who's produced that?
Yeah.
Where, like, you know?
That's cool that you're out there doing it.
I'm glad I'm not the only one that does that.
No, God, no. And that's the thing is a lot of us are so isolated. Like we don't have like a musical community.
Because we're not talking like this.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Like you said, that's good. You got a good thing going here, man. I like it.
Good. Come back to it. Hang out.
Yeah, hell yeah.
We'll turn it into a thing.
I would love to. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, for real. Like this is something that I do want to do fairly often. Like this idea in particular, you know, with the process, I want to show young musicians and people that have been in the game for a long time, like that there are artists out there that are painting, that are like making films, that are doing music, that are doing all sorts of stuff, that will talk about how they do it, how they record it, how they write it, how they do the technical bits, but just to show the fact that we are real people putting in the work, doing the art. And that'll give somebody that sense that this is the way it's done.
Yeah.
Like, you know, Willie has grown up in an era, like played in an era where it was different than our era.
Yeah, right.
On how to talk to people or you get around people that want to listen to you a lot. And trying to shift with it, like, and see where it's going, you know, as a music industry is, I don't know. It's fucking hard. That's what they told me in one of my first business classes when I got to school was they were like, we don't know, literally said this, we don't know what the fuck is going to happen in 15 years. That's your guys' job to figure out. We'll teach you what the rules are right now and good luck. And that's like,
it's real.
It's been about 12, 15 something years and nobody knows what the hell's going on.
Right.
So,
and like you said, all this equipment and all these things now that are easier to get to or more friendly to use, it's out there. You gotta go looking. You gotta go research it. You gotta figure it out and just do it. You know.
Oh yeah.
It's not like it used to be.
We'll end on that. This is Maddie Rean, not Rain, not Ron, not Rune, not Russ,
not Stephen,
not Ramel.
What you said, Stephen?
Not Stephen.
Thank you for having me, though.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're totally cool. Maddie Rean, Paradox, this is the process. We're going to do this a bunch more because you guys are awesome. And I'm glad you came.
Likewise. Thanks.
Bye, everybody.
Peace out.